it's Dina Hagenjes with Free Well. Today I want to talk to you about the basic idea of creating space within our pelvis during different stages of labor. First, in this video, I'm going to cover the idea of having positions and variations within those positions. In a seminar, I learned a little bit about blossoming belly's approach, and every fifth contraction or wave, you switch your position and you take a variation. So you select one position that you're going to do, which your four options for position are standing, seated, sideline, or reclining, or all fours, okay? And all fours can be on the ball, the birthing ball, can be tabletop, so we'll talk through those positions. But you have four position options, and within those position options, you'd have three different variations. You have femur rotation, asymmetry, and sacral tilts. So I want to walk you through each of those. Now there are lots of different things that you can do to open space at the inlet, the top of the pelvis, and there are lots of different things that you can do to open mid-region and again at the outlet. So depending on where you're at in your labor and also baby's position, you can better determine what kind of positions will be good. If you're a client of mine, we go through all of this. You have your little cheat sheet to help you guide through what positions to do in specific moments of labor to create that space that you need at the top and then at mid-region and at outlet. But for this point, if nothing else, I just encourage movement and to switch up that movement every 4 or 5 waves. So do a round of 4 or 5 waves in one position with one variation, and then switch it up. And that will help you and your partner make sure that you're kind of moving throughout versus just sticking in one position. And the reason we want to move throughout is to create that space. If nothing else, create space. A lot of times you see women dancing in their birth videos, rocking, all of that natural movement, that natural flow is going to help create space and help with comfort-wise, help things progress. So let's go over those positions. I said you have 4 positions. You have standing. There are lots of different positions you can do standing, all right? You have seated, which can be on a bed, on a birthing ball, which you know, depending on where you're laboring, you can see or sometimes bring your own to your birthing ball. You can be on all fours, which can be done on the birthing ball. Peanut ball is a little lower, but you can be on all fours. Tabletop, so there's different things you can do there. And sideline or reclining, which let me switch this. Sideline wise, you can have a peanut ball or several pillows to help you achieve sideline. But the main thing with sideline, depending on where you're at in your labor stage, will help you determine if you want your leg higher or lower, tilted in, your knee tilted in, or more open. And that will help you determine where to create space. Like this, you can have pillows propped up. You can even have one under your belly for extra support. You can have extra pillows here or a peanut ball. So I talked about those different variations. Here, we could do a femur rotation, which the femur, we could just rotate our thigh out, and we're doing a sideline position. So that's one position and one variation. And then we can move into a different position and a different variation. Variations, you have asymmetry, which basically means you're doing something on one side and then doing it on the other after 4 or 5 waves. So it could be as easy or simple as elevating your leg. So you're in a standing position and I'm elevating one side for 4 to 5 waves, and then I'm going to switch to the other side after 4 or 5 waves, okay? And that is a changing position. You do not have to exhaust your energy during this time. It can be very minimal movements, but you're changing things up ever so slightly. Or you could go from a standing position to an all fours position, still using that yoga block or pillow, and you can move into asymmetry, where you're doing something on one side and then you would do it on the other after 4 to 5 contractions. So positions, you have standing, seated, sideline or recline, and all fours. For your variations, you have femur rotation, so your thigh going out or in. You have asymmetry, which just doing one thing on one side and then doing it on the other side, okay? And you also have sacral tilts. So your sacrum back here, oftentimes we can experience back labor, pressure, your partner, your doula can apply some gentle pressure back there, or even with a tennis ball. But the tilting is a variation that you can do in each of the positions, and it's tilting ever so slightly that tailbone. So go ahead and, if you're standing up, put your hand on your belly here, your back hand on your sacrum and your tailbone there, and tuck that tailbone in. This is one that you can do while standing like this. Your partner can even help guide you. You can also do this against the wall. You can do it against your partner standing. So there are lots of different things. But the main thing that I can encourage right now is movement. Movement. You can pick a variation and a position to do every 5th contraction or wave. So after 5 waves, you take one position, standing, seated, sideline, reclining, or all fours, and you take one variation, femur rotation, sacral tilts, okay, or asymmetry, doing something on one side and then on the other side. And that should help you diversify your movement, and it's a simple formula to remember to help you change things up. I hope that helps.